Guys, Mr. TTB here. Now, I know what you're thinking. Mr. TTB, why have you got a Series 1 BrickLink set on your desk? This is basically just a placeholder to talk about BrickLink. So guys, after the success of the last BrickLink video I did, which was on Series 5, today we're going to talk about Series 6. Now, the Series 6 kind of finalised designs that are going for crowdfunding in October are absolutely unbelievable. Now, nothing against this. This is the Parisian street. You know we love a bit of BrickLink. We've just done the Wild West train, the medieval seaside market from Series 4. So we do love a bit of BrickLink. Unfortunately, Series 6 is going to get expensive. There are so many sets coming that are absolutely unbelievable. We cannot wait for October to get our hands on them sets. Well, I say October to get our hands on them sets. In October to spend our money to then wait 6 or 7 months before we get our hands on them sets. So come with me as we talk in depth about Series 6 and some of the submissions that I possibly or potentially would have chosen over one or two of the ones that actually got picked and finalised. So yeah, come with me as we talk all things BrickLink, including kind of the backstory of how you go about ordering from BrickLink, how you should do it, how the best way to do it is, and a couple of little insider tips that we've learned through ordering a couple of series worth of submissions now. So guys, come with me as we get into Series 6 of the BrickLink Designer Programme. Right guys, so we're going to take a look at Series 6 of the BrickLink Designer Programme, as I said. So what we're going to do is we are going to go through probably all 5 designs, talk about them in a little bit more detail, and then I have picked 4 submissions that potentially I would have chose, as well as, I mean, it is a stacked series. So there were some submissions, just to get that out there, in Series 6 that didn't make it, but they have now made it into Series 7 and Series 8, like the Fortuna, the big ship, and we've also got the sushi restaurant, which has been submitted a couple of times now, but that's finally been picked. So I am not counting them in the 4 that I'm going to show you at the end, because obviously they've been picked, so they are in upcoming series. So we're going to start obviously just talking a little bit about the BrickLink Designer Programme. So it is very niche in the way that everything has to be. So like the Lego group come out and they go, right, for this series you've got a particular color palette that you're allowed to work to, you have particular parts that you are allowed to use, and they put them out there, and then it is up to the designers to go away and create these masterpieces, because that is what some of these sets are. This series, I think, has the potential to be the best series yet. Some of the detail in some of these sets is absolutely outstanding. So we're going to start with obviously Off-Road Adventure by King's Creations. Then we're going to move into the Art Factory by Brick Esther. Then we're going to go Gold Mine Expedition by Brick Project. Then we've got the Outlaw Forest Den by Brickhammer. And then we've got the Sequoia Tree Trail by Peace on Earth. So we're going to start at the top, work our way down. And then at the very end, I'm going to show you 4 sets that I really, really wish would have either been picked for this series, even though it would have been an even more expensive series for Mr. and Mrs. L. Or hopefully that these sets get resubmitted for future series, because they are, I believe, utterly beautiful. So let's get started. So, Off-Road Adventure by King Creations. Now, for me, we will come to this at the end. I get that every now and again they like to put a little small set in with the BrickLink Designer Programmes, a bit like they did with the Popcorn Wagon in Series 4 and the likes. Personally, for me, I think this is, it's not a bad choice by any means. You know, it fits kind of where they're looking for this series, with your kind of gold mine, which is, normally the gold mines used to be out in the middle of nowhere. You're talking about your in your bush in Alaska and stuff like that, you know, in the middle of nowhere. So this kind of fits with that. It also fits with the Sequoia Tree Trail, middle of a Sequoia forest, camping, all the rest of it. So I get why it fits with this submission and this series. But we'll have a quick look at some of the pictures, so you'll see on some of these, nice little kind of camping get up, nice little off-road vehicle, a couple of minifigs that come with it, a little stream that's on the screen there that you can see with a little fish trying to jump upstream, and then he's got his fishing rod out and that out. Even a little owl just sitting on the top of the tree there, a little owl paying attention, seeing what's going on. So yeah, my only concern with this is there's 2 minifigs, but there's only 1 bed inside the tent. And I'll leave that one right there. So, crowdfunding, as we can see, October 2025. So I believe it's the 6th of October is when these are going. And obviously the normal 3,000 pre-orders will be produced and up to 30,000 of each set. Caveat to that is that they did up it to 50,000 on quite a few sets in the last series. So let's wait and see what happens with that. And then production, March 2026. That is when you're going to be roughly seeing March, stroke April, depending on where in the world you are. Now, I'm only going to talk about this once. I'm not going to do this for every set. It's just to let you know that crowdfunding is October 2025, and you will not see them sets until March 2026 at the earliest. So, 859 parts in this set, 301 unique parts, which is kind of cool. Obviously, a couple of minifigs, although it doesn't mention the minifigs, but there definitely includes a couple of minifigs in that. And then no stickers, which is even better. So yeah, that is the Off-Road Adventure by King's Creations. Nice little set. I would imagine, although the price of Lego seems to be going up and up and up, how many pieces we're looking at? Still 900 pieces. I think you're still going to be looking at north of, dare I say it, $100 for that. I think you're going to be looking at probably over $100 and in pounds, probably at least 89, I would have thought. 79 to 89 pound maybe, but who knows. Okay, next, the Art Factory. Now this is utterly beautiful. It is a set that kind of splits in half and bends together to create a modular, so it depends on which way you want to build this. Well, not build it, sorry, display it. It can only be built one way to start with. I'm sure there will be some crazy rebrickables that come out after the effect. But yeah, it's a bit like, it reminds me of the Parisian Street, which you saw at the beginning of the video, which is kind of open backed. So you can see inside it has that play features, play element to it. But obviously for us, when it comes to the city, that will be closed up and it will be left closed up. So it will fit, I think, probably a 32 by 32 base plate. Let's have a little look, see if we can't work that out. I would imagine it's on 2 16 by 16s. To look at, that looks like a 32 by 32, doesn't it? Let's have a little look at the, yeah. And you can see from that design there, that is going to be a pretty cool looking modular building in anybody's city. But anyway, let's just quickly get back to where we were. So, flick through them pictures. So again, you can see all the different, I love the fact that it's got almost, it is lit up at street level, which is awesome. Obviously it's not going to be lit up, but you could potentially do some lighting elements on that, which is really cool. It's got a removable elevator and mechanism, so you got Charlie in the Chocolate Factory's great glass elevator there, pop it straight through the roof, and then it's got some flexible rubber suspension as well, which is really cool. Some cool interior detail in there. If you notice, if I can zoom in, I can't zoom in on that, but you can just see there you've got the old cans of red soup. Now, in any art installation, you know that it was Campbell's red soup, I do believe, that a certain artist displayed. So that is cool. We've got some... The details in this are minimalistic, but impactful, if that makes any kind of sense. I really like it. And then we've got... So this is the closed building interior view, as you can see here. We've got Mr. Shock and Horror, because that's what his hair looks like, playing the piano. And then we've got, again, a bit more of the Art Factory, the art display in the art room here where they're painting. Really cool with them easels in their hands. And then on the roof, we've got a rooftop party. My only concern with the rooftop party is that that's a glass roof on half of it and there is no guardrail. So if everybody has a few drinks from that bar, they're only going one way. It's not going to end well. So yeah, that there is the Art Factory, which is a crazy beautiful set by BrickLink. 2,499 pieces, 13 stickers. You kind of get used to that when it comes to the BrickLink Designer Programme. 528 unique parts, and then a little bit more about what we've talked about. Here we go. So closed building dimensions. We are 26 by 26 by 39. 20. Yeah, okay, so we're modular size, so that's fine. That can be put on a mill's plate, which is brilliant. And there we go. So that there is the Art Factory by Brooke Esther. Next, we're going to my personal favourite, the Gold Mine Expedition. This is utterly beautiful. I don't think I've ever seen a Lego set that I have wanted more ever in my entire life, and I mean this, like, over any other set, including the Ghostbusters Firehouse and all the rest of it. This here looks unbelievable. So this is the Gold Mine Expedition by Brick Project. Just to look at, you just know straight away that this is something special. So we'll have a quick flick through so you can see. Nice detailed breakdown of what's on each floor. Gold mine below ground almost. That's what it's meant to kind of represent. So you've got food cold storage, rock crusher, stamp mill, water mill, a well and a water cascade. And then on the first floor, we've got the canteen, the kitchen, the post office. We've got Dr. Brickwood's gold office. And then we've got a secured safe. Wonder how secure that safe really is. And then on the second floor, we've got a dormitory, the gold bar casting room and a wooden winch. And then on the third floor, they've got mining supplies and the head frame. Let's flick through some of the images. Look at it. It's just beautiful. There he is there with his, got his tash out and his top hat. He is definitely the man of the mine. What have we got? Then back details, so you can see we've got a little crane over the back. Even around the back, it's heavily detailed. You can see, you know, we've got a couple of nice little signs. I'm sure they'll be stickered elements. No doubt they will. And just that kind of rock work, it just looks fantastic, doesn't it? Right, water wheel, the water mill rock crusher, which is a very, very clever little element. You can see on the left-hand side, we've got the working head frame. So you've got a nice working head frame with that play element, so that'll be able to be winched up and down. No doubt that will get motorized by some people at some point, which is really cool. You can just see on the left-hand side, we've got the gold room there as well with some nice gold bars and some gold chalices. Interesting. So bottom floor, again, looks like they found kryptonite. Hopefully Superman isn't going to go there. That'll be the end of him. But there's definitely some glowing green rocks in there. Looks like we found kryptonite in this mine. Lovely. Them details on that floor. Look at it. Just each room is heavily detailed. It looks amazing. Then we've got the next floor up. Got the little post office. Got the bunks, the dormitories. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Looks like 6 bunk beds there. Very clever way of doing that. Love the different colours. Yeah, mining supplies on the very top. And then the minifigs that you get with it, so we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 minifigs. All look really, really cool. We've even got the Monopoly Man. Obviously not Monopoly Man, but it looks just like him. Yeah, it's unbelievable. So that is 3,570 pieces, 12 stickers. That there is the Gold Mine Expedition by Brick Project. And as if you can't tell, that is my ultimate favourite in this submission, in this series. It is... I don't know. I don't want to get my hopes up, but it looks like it could be the best Lego set I have ever seen. But let's wait until we get our hands on it here. Right, where are we going next? I think it's the Outlaw Forest Den. It is. So we're going to the Outlaw Forest Den. This is by Brickhammer. This is very much Mrs. L's world. Mrs. L, my darling wife, Mrs. TTB, she is very much into the castles. She is into the medieval stuff. She's just built the Medieval Seaside Market, which was a series... Series 4, sorry it was. So she's just built that while I built the Wild West Train. She's built all the other kind of Viking Village and all the rest of it. So this will most definitely, I'm sure, be on Mrs. L's want list. Is it on your want list, Mrs. L? It is. She's nodding her head, so yeah. So that is most definitely going to be one for Mrs. L. Again, the details are really, really cool. Some really, really cool elements. You get how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 minifigs. Looks like we're getting a horse. We're even getting a squirrel. Oh, and a little blue bird, a little Tweety. Love that. That's kind of cool. So in the back of the horse and cart, there looks like there's a hidden space there for all that. bootlegged goods and stolen goods. Again, it's kind of open back to a degree. It looks like that hinges. Yeah, there's a hinge there, so that hinges. Oh yeah, we've got the barrel of rum or the barrel of ale right there. So that is, again, some really cool elements. Doesn't look all that big in terms of piece count, but I think I'm about to be humbled. Let's have a look at the piece count on this set. Oh no, okay, so I wasn't far wrong. So 2,400 pieces. So what I meant to say was on the Gold Mine Expedition, I genuinely am imagining that is going to be circa I think that could be one of the most expensive ones yet. We could be looking at £289 on something like that. Maybe even 300, depending on how things go with Lego and price per piece. But this one's 2,452 parts. I think this is going to be a £200 submission all day. $250, $249, something along them lines. All depends, I guess, how quickly they can get that new American factory up and running with the sister factory in Mexico. I'm sure that will help things for those of you in America. Then we have another unbelievable set. This is beyond beautiful for different reasons. It is very earthy. It is very. I know it's not minimalistic, but I look at it and think, oh, that's quite minimalistic, because it's a forest. It looks calming. When you look at the gold mine, you think, my God, that must be. If you can imagine yourself there, it would have been hot, sweaty. We're talking about gold. We're talking about furnaces. We're talking about all that type of stuff. Outlaw forest den. You know, we're talking about old school fighting and blood and guts and all the rest of it when it comes to that. With this, I look at this and go, yeah, it looks really peaceful. You're going to take a walk around a forest. You're going to go and take a look at some of the big Sequoia trees. It looks really, really kind of calming almost and really inviting. Now this surprised me. I'm going to go straight to the piece count on this, then we'll come back and look at the images. So the piece count on this is 3,035 pieces. And just by looking at it, you can tell that a big portion of that is most definitely going into these big Sequoia trees, can't you? I don't know. We'll wait and see, because I think that's going to be another one we have to buy. So let's have a look at some of these elements. Them trees are massive. That'll definitely be a stickered element on the Sequoia tree trail around there. Try saying that after a few too many beers in the Outlaw Forest Den. We've got another blue bird there. So 1932 to 1160. I wonder what that represents. I wonder if that means how old the trees are, whether that's following the rings, or that was the growth at 1160 and that is the growth at 1932. Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, there's some really cool elements. Some nice earthy tones, which we really, really love. A little office inside. Again, more stickered elements, no doubt. Love that shot there where it's looking up the tree. I'm a big wrestling fan, as you can tell, so that is known as the Andre shot, where they used to put the camera at his feet and point it up to make him look 8 foot tall instead of 7 foot tall. That's what they've done with this. It makes the tree look unbelievably tall. Again, little pooch there going on his walk. Tell that's not in the UK because he'd be shouted at because he's not on a lead. And yeah, so that, ladies and gents, is the Sequoia tree trail. Now, I think, is there a height on this? There is. So we're looking at a max height of 54 centimeters. So this thing's going to be half a meter tall. So that kind of tells you just how big them trees are going to be. Whoa. I am looking forward to that. As you can tell, this is why it's going to be an expensive series for us. So that was the Sequoia tree trail by Peace on Earth. Now, I've got 4 other tabs open of some sets that I want to show you that were submissions, did really, really well, but they weren't picked. So I'm going to briefly and quickly talk about them. The first off being this bad boy, which is the New Orleans Spirit, the French Quarter. This, I think, would have made an amazing submission. I really, really hope they resubmit this if they haven't already. I know it's got jazz club vibes when you're talking about, like, it looks a little bit like a jazz club. Well, it is a jazz club on the left-hand side. Then we've got that tram, you know, that Bourbon Street tram that everybody loves and knows. It's just beautiful. So this was a submission by Rock and Bricks 31. I'm quickly going to go through it. It just looks beautiful. The colours, it would have made a really good addition to anybody's city, I do believe. So I genuinely really hope that they resubmit this. 3,300 pieces. Yeah. There's a lot of the comments as well. People like Snow Gala, like, I really wish this would have been picked. A nice little tram gets my vote. So really hoping we got a New Orleans build. So there's a lot of fans out there that really, really wanted this set. So hopefully they resubmit it. Next off. Now this, I kind of understand maybe why it wasn't picked, but I think it's beautiful. So the Fisherman's House. To look at, it looks like it's going to be unstable as hell though, doesn't it? Because it's on stilts. But this is the Fisherman's House by Let's Go Lego Brick. Is it Let's Go Lego Brick? It is. 2,700 pieces. Again, would have made a really good addition to that harbour element. It's very neutral looking. It's wood. It's cool. It sits on stilts. It'd be right at a dockside, on a pier, something like that. I just think it's fantastic. So again, I really, really hope, even though they didn't get picked this time, I really hope they think about resubmitting that, because that is an amazing set. We all know I love my Wild West. Obviously, I've just built the Wild West train, and this here caught my eye as I was going through all the submissions. And that is the Wild West Bank by Lucky with 2 L's. So this is the Wild West Bank. I don't know. I really, really, really hope they resubmit this. If they don't, I really, really hope we are able to find the build instructions for this at some point, in some other guise. I would quite happily pay for the instructions to build this, because it is a beautiful, beautiful set. And it will most definitely fit well in that Wild West scene that we are going to be creating in the city. But yeah, so that was 2,400 pieces, 8 stickers, beautiful. And last but by no means least, I love this. So this is the Vintage Food Truck Festival. Now something somewhere tells me that this may already be resubmitted somewhere, but I haven't been able to find it, so maybe I just dreamt it. But this I love. My best mate is a bit of a food truck addict when it comes to Lego, and he's kind of building all the food trucks and that, and he's got them on his desk at work. And I know for a fact that Mr. Phil would absolutely love to have this set in his collection. It comes with an old Citroen van, and I can never remember the life of me what the little one's called, this one here on the right hand side. But it's just amazing. It's that autumnal vibe. You've got the autumnal flowers, you've got some little lanterns, you've even got a little fire pit in the middle, and a little squirrel. It's just a cool little set. A little, ooh, I didn't see that. That's scary looking pumpkin down there on the left hand side. 1,000 pieces. I would love to have picked that up this year, especially with it being kind of October. I suppose we're not going to be getting it till March, so maybe that was part of the reason, and it's a very autumnal set. Maybe we might get it in a future submission that we then end up getting kind of towards the end of the year, which is amazing. So yeah, so that was the Vintage Food Truck Festival by LSI Bricks. Brilliant. So guys, that is everything in Series 6 of the BrickLink Designer Programme. We will do more of these videos. We've got Series 7, we've got Series 8, Series 9 is the colour palette, I think, might even be out now. Just let me have a quick little check while we're talking. I am pretty sure that, oh, they're about to announce the colour palette, are they? So the colour palette is live now for Series 9, so you've got between... submissions will be open from September the 15th to September the 26th. So if you're a budding designer, if you have got a design sat in your studio that you want to have a go at, make sure you get that new colour palette loaded and go for it. There is some very, very clever people out there, as you can see by some of the designs that we've just shown you and the ones that we like to build and buy. Now, one thing I've not talked about while we were going through them is how and the process of buying BrickLink Designer Programme sets. It really is not that difficult, honestly. I think some people are put off because it appears that you have to have an account with BrickLink, an account with Lego, and it gets a little bit messy. For now, that is still the case. Sometime in the near future, Lego are creating single sign-on. So your Lego account will work for your BrickLink Designer Programme account or BrickLink account and vice versa. An email was sent out, I think, a couple of weeks ago to say, listen, we've listened, we understand you want one log-on for all. It's the same company at the end of the day, so that is coming soon. I don't have a definitive date on when that's going to be, but it is coming. So it's really simple. Imagine now it is 2 o'clock in the afternoon or 4 o'clock in the afternoon in the UK, because that's roughly when they go live. You're sat at your PC. Make sure you are logged into your Lego account. Make sure you are there logged into your Lego account on a separate tab, and make sure you are logged into your BrickLink account. So make sure well in advance you've got accounts for both. Don't forget it is free to get a Lego Insiders account. So make sure you do that, because you will still claim Lego Insider points on these. So make sure you do that. The page goes live. You can see your submissions. It can be a little bit slow. A lot of people all over the world are trying to buy them. You literally pick on the set that you want, add it to your basket. That will take you through to lego.com. Now at this point, don't check out. Check out if you want the one set. If you want more sets, go back over to your BrickLink page, find the other set that you want, click and add that to your basket. That will automatically then take you back to lego.com, and your updated basket will show 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 sets, depending on which ones you want to get. Once you've done that, then check out. Thing to remember is that they take the money instantaneously. So if you pay by debit card, credit card, PayPal, and I think that's it, that they will take the money instantaneously to make sure that you have the funds available. They then stop that hold on your card anywhere between 24 hours and 30 days, depending on your banking institution, which card you use. From prior experience, we did it once with a debit card, and it took 30 days for the money to go back on. In the last series, I think we did it through PayPal, and that was back within 48 hours. So it depends on which way it goes. The thing to remember is that, don't forget, they're still going to want that money. So when you get to 5 months-ish before you're expecting that set, make sure you've got them funds available. So some people just choose to pay it. Once they get the money back, put it aside. Depending on how you want to work your own finances, that's very much up to you. And it is literally as simple as that. Like, it takes care of itself. If you pay with a card and then that card expires in the meantime, Lego will reach out to you. You'll get an email. They'll say, listen, we've been unable to take payment. Maybe your card's expired, or maybe the authorization on PayPal has dropped off. PayPal are pretty good. Their authorization, they've upped for Lego for like 365 days now, I think. I think it was. So you should be okay with that. But again, we lose cards, people change banks, do all sorts. So Lego will reach out to you. That's what happened to us with the Wild West train and stuff. My card had expired. We needed a new card. I'd had a new card. So they reached out. I spoke to them on live chat. They sent me a link, paid it, and 3 days later the set turned up. So, don't be afraid that, oh my God, my card's going to expire a month beforehand, and oh my God, what am I going to do? They'll reach out. You won't lose that set. Caveat to that is that don't wait. As soon as these pre-orders go live, if you can and you want them, get them ordered, because I know some people who ordered them a little bit later, and due to a bit of a bug in Lego systems, some people have had their Series 4 sets cancelled, and they're never going to get them. They don't produce anymore. They just oversubscribed. They have sent them people a small little gift as a sorry, but yeah, some people have had their BrickLink orders cancelled, which is a little bit of a shame. So yeah, please don't wait for that. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. I love producing videos like this. I like to show you guys what is out there, what is coming. I'm a big fan of the BrickLink Designer Programme. I like what they're doing with it. I like to support some of the unbelievable creators. We all know Brick Artisan, and there's all sorts of people out there that have made some unbelievable sets. So yeah, guys, hopefully if you have enjoyed this video, I wouldn't mind if you wouldn't mind giving me a thumbs up. If you don't already subscribe to the channel, please do. 98% of the people that watch my videos don't subscribe, which for me is absolutely crazy. But thank you for watching, as always, and I'll see you on the next one.